Hello. Hi, Blake with Boulevard Home. Today, we're going to talk about gas ranges that are in about the $1,100 to $1,500 range. We're going to talk about their features, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and maybe give you some tidbits on maybe what you should be looking for when you go look at these ranges. And again, I'm not a salesperson. I'm going to say it. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a repair guy. We're going to start with this LG unit here. This runs about $1,300. Things I do like about this unit. People always ask why the knobs are always up front on a gas range. Well, that's because it's law that they're up at the front. Because something catches on fire up on top up here and you have to reach across it to shut off the burner, well, that's usually bad news for you. You know, you'll have a few singed hairs on your arm and maybe a few other things, but we don't want that to happen. So that's why they put the controls up front. That's why you're going to find out that most units, well, all of them will have their controls at the front. Well, one thing I really like about this unit is the knobs are angled. And you're saying, well, that's kind of dumb. Most of them are flat. Well, now let's think about this. And I have a lot of customers complain about this. So when they're up standing at their stove or they're reaching over top of their stove to the microwave or above there, they say they lean against it and they go to turn and all of a sudden it turns the stove on. Well, that's because you're pushing against a flat knob. This is a lot nicer because you can't really push in while you're leaning against it because the knobs are at an angle, which is actually great with this unit. This range also has two ovens in it. You have a smaller one and a large one at the bottom. I'm not too crazy about the dual oven ranges. Some people like them. I guess if you want to have a double oven, they're great and you can cook two different things at two different temperatures. Great, but if you get to be old like I am, see the gray hair? I don't want to be reaching to the floor to be picking up my turkey or my ham off the floor because that's basically where it sits really low like that to put on top of my countertop. So would I want something like this in my home? Not necessarily with the double oven. If it's a single oven, I'd be happy with it, but double oven, not so much. Well, repair costs on this, I mean, you know, there is going to be a little bit more repairs on these over the life of them because there are heating elements. Heating elements do wear out. You know, a lot of people have them for years and they say they don't, but they do. The more you use them, the more they're going to wear out. If you have it for 10 plus years, you could be having heating elements going out, and then you've got 2 times the problem with those heating elements going out instead of 1 time with the regular range. You know, that's a negative. The positive is, well, if one does go out, you still have the other one, but it's just more repair costs down the road. Being a gas range, you know, a lot of people have 5 burners, so you got a big long one in the middle where you can put like a griddle. You can go pick up some lodge griddle or something, put it in the middle and cook there. That's great. So this has that. With most ranges, it comes down to the features of the range and what features that you actually like with them. So, but that's my take on this one. It's a good unit. I wouldn't get it strictly because of the dual ovens, but you know, if you like it, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a good 7.5 to 8 because it's a good range. Let's go talk about the next range. We got a Whirlpool range here now. It runs $1,239 at the time of filming. I really like this range. I like the look at this range because the grates on here, they're flat all the way across. So when you go to slide things across your cooktop, like you always do, if you got something hot, you want to slide it over, it's all one solid piece, which is actually really nice. You know, this does have some gimmicky features on this. You have a frozen bake on this, so you can take and press your pizza or your lasagna and throw it in there frozen and have it cook for you. Well, you can do that with any range, just throw it in frozen and turn it on. I'm not sure why you need a special button, but this does have special buttons for that. So if you're into special buttons, this is the range for you. So on this, you know, the controls on this are really simple. There's not a whole lot of options you have on this. It's just basically a really good range. It has your basic, your bake and your broil. Other than that, it's just a good range. It's a single oven, which I personally prefer over a double oven freestanding range. I really like the grates on this. Whirlpools have been around forever and ever and ever. They are a good brand, and this is a good range. Gas ranges are kind of becoming a little out of style right now because, you know, there are certain entities that want to get rid of gas ranges, but real chefs cook with fire. Another thing that's kind of weird about this range, I must admit, is you have these itty bitty knobs. I'm not sure if they're for small hands or why, but again, these are the flat knobs. They sit flat against it. With this type, it's very easy to lean against it and to turn to the side and turn them on. That's kind of weird about it, but again, I really like the look at the top of this. So, you know, don't let the knobs deter you. if that's going to be a factor in looking at this particular range. Now we're here talking about this GE range, running about $1,500. Now this GE range is also a double oven range, but this one's nice because it has some great features to it. This has the griddle in the middle. You do have your burners on both sides, and the middle is a griddle. If you'd like another grate, you can get it, but you have to order it separately to get it with this unit. So that's something you have to take into consideration if you like this range. So it is a little bit more expensive, but a couple things that are nice about this range is this does have the steam clean to it. I'm not a big fan of the self-cleaning, but this does have the steam clean. With the steam clean, basically you have a little bit of a trough built into the bottom pan of the bottom oven, pour a little bit of water in there and you turn it on. So basically it creates a steaming action to help clean the oven, which if you're gonna have self-clean honestly in an oven, that's really the way to go. And so this oven has it. So it's pretty great having that feature for this oven. Just like the previous Whirlpool one, but I didn't mention it with it, so I'm gonna mention it here. This does have convection in both of them. Now, it's not true convection. True convection is where you have fans and you have a ring element. A ring element is a round element that goes around the fan, so that's where it's drawing its heat from to circulate the warm air. This has, for lack of a better word, a fake convection. It does have a convection ability, but basically it's getting the oven hot with the burners at the bottom, but it does turn on a convection fan to help circulate that air within the oven, so it has a convection effect. It's not true convection, so for you professional chefs out there that like to cook, you know, you're gonna notice a difference between regular convection and a true convection. But in this case, this is just a poor man's convection, is regular convection. For most homeowners that cook with this type, you're not really gonna notice a difference because it's not professional. But with a gas range, just so you know, there is no true convection you can get with a all gas range. Now, if you get a dual fuel range, where you have a gas top and electric bottom, can have true convection, but just strictly on a gas range only, you'll never have true convection. So on this particular range, I'd probably give it, because I'm not sure if I'm crazy about the griddle being in the middle and not having to purchase another grate. You know, the knobs on these are a little bit normal size. I do like that. And also because it is a double oven, I'd still give it a 7 out of 10 because again, double the parts, double the repair cost. We have a Frigidaire gas range. It runs about $1,100 for this range. It's a really nice range. This also has the griddle in the middle. That's my Dr. Seuss moment, as I've been informed by people taking this video. It has the griddle in the middle, but this is a skinny griddle in the middle. I'm not sure what you're gonna put on this, except maybe like 4 pieces of bacon or small tortillas for tacos, or maybe some like Who hash for the Whoville, because this is so small you really can't use it for anything else. One thing I really do like about this range, I will tell you, I really like the burners on this range because they're set low and they have a very unique look to them. And it's not like a conventional burner. I really like that look on this. Again, this has the knobs on the front with our knobs here, and these are normal looking knobs, so I like that. But again, this is the type that you lean against, you can turn them. LG still has the winning range so far. A couple things I do like about this range versus the other one is this one has a food probe that comes with this unit. The food probe is basically, you know, all you smokers out there that like to smoke on your Traeger or your Rectech. I'm a Rectech guy. Shout out to Rectech, way to go Rectech. What's really nice is you can take a probe and put it into your food and plug it into the range while it's cooking, and it will give you a digital readout on this as far as what temperature your food is. So you're not always opening the oven up, sticking a thermometer in there and saying, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? You know, it's kind of like going with your kids on a trip. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, I'm gonna drive to the side of the road and I'm gonna leave you there, and then I'll get there eventually and you'll be here. Anyhow, this also does have convection on it. This also has steam cook on it. Kind of interesting thing where you can use a little bit of steam to cooking to add a little bit extra moisture to your food when you're baking. So that's another great feature. Other than that, it cooks well, it works well. I really like the features on this. I honestly have very few problems with these ranges as far as repair. They are fantastic ranges, just like all the ranges we saw today. They really are good ranges. They work well, very few problems, but there are some things that I don't like about them and things I really do like about them. So I would give this range probably a score of an 8 to 8.5 out of 10 because I really like this range. And I've had Frigidaire range forever and a day. Again, this isn't a commercial for Frigidaire, but they build a solid range. But again, all these ranges are solid ranges. You're gonna have good life out of these ranges. They're gonna work well. And it's the little things about these ranges that you need to decide what's best for you as far as features, functions and what it actually has on it to use. So I hope this video was helpful and informative when it comes to ranges in this price range. Definitely go out and shop, but hopefully this gave you some tips and ideas when you go look. Instead of the excitement of we're getting a new range, you actually look at this range and figure out what's best for your home and your family. So if you have any questions or any comments, please put it below. We'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe, because we'd like to see you again. Well, thanks for watching, but wait, don't leave yet, because we have lots of other videos. You should check them out on our channel, because there's lots of great information that you will definitely find useful. If you have any questions about something, check them out. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again real soon.